Hello everyone, this is Anjali Tyagi and today I will give you the summary of the chapter Bholi, which has been taken from the Footprints Without Feet book of class 10th and the author of the chapter is K.A. Abbas. Summary of the chapter. The story opens with the introduction of a little girl named Sulekha. She was called Bholi for being a simpleton. This was so because some part of her brain had got damaged due to an injury during her childhood. She stammered and had pock marks on her face, which she got when she had contracted smallpox at the age of 2. She was a laughing stock for everyone. Her father Ramlal was a nambardar. He had 3 sons and 4 daughters, Bholi being the youngest of all. Ramlal was always worried about her as it seemed impossible to marry her with her having an ugly face and a dumb mind. One day, the Tehsildar visited their village to inaugurate a girls' primary school. He persuaded Ramlal to send his daughters to school. Ramlal's wife suggested to send Bholi to school. Although she was against sending girls to school because no boy would marry such a girl, she reasoned that as Bholi had no chances of getting married, so she could go to school. In the beginning, Bholi was frightened to leave her house, but when, for the first time in her life, she was dressed up and her hair was washed and oiled, she felt that she was to visit a better place. In the school, she met a teacher who was very kind and polite to her. She encouraged her to study and speak with confidence. This filled hope in Bholi, and she began to go to school every day. Years passed and her village upgraded into a small town with some facilities like a cotton mill, a cinema and a primary school being converted into a secondary school. One day Bholi's parents decided to marry her to a lame old man who was a widower but was rich and had not demanded any dowry. They thought it would be the best marriage proposal for their dumb daughter and fixed up her marriage. On the wedding day, the bridegroom arrived with great pomp and show, which filled Ramlal with joy. The groom discovered that Bholi had pock marks and demanded dowry in return for marrying her. He demanded a sum of 5,000 rupees. Ramlal begged for mercy and even placed his turban in Bishambar's feet. But Bishambarnath did not agree. Ramlal had to give the money in order to save both his family's honor and his daughter's marriage. Bholi could not bear all this and refused to marry a greedy old man. People accused her of being shameless. The wedding party returned. The marriage ceremony ended without Bholi getting married. Her father was surrounded by grief and said that now no one would marry her and what would she do in future. To this, she replied that she would take care of her parents when they grew old and would teach in her school. Her teacher, who was quietly watching all this, felt proud of her decision. So this is all about the chapter. Thank you very much for listening me.